Hello and welcome to another episode of Mondays with Marian. I am Marian, your host. If you're new to my channel or you've watched a few videos, thank you so much for coming and watching again. I have tons of videos on spirituality, leadership, meditation, mindfulness, conscious living, me sharing stories, so feel free to watch all the rest of the videos. But this is actually video 3 of my forgiveness series. So I've done 2 other series before, a self-love series as well as a mindfulness video series. And this is video 3 because the first 2, if you haven't watched the first 2, stop this right now and watch the first 2 parts of the series because it comes in it's a progression. The first part is about forgiving yourself. The second is about forgiving others. And this is the third video, which is about letting go and moving on. Oftentimes people get into this process of forgiveness and they do the first step. They get on forgiving themselves, knowing that it's not their fault, forgiving themselves, and then they've reached a point of forgiving others and knowing that they're only human, they make mistakes. And then the third part is where they do not let go and move on. So they hold on to these emotions still like it is an anchor. And they go right back into the loop. They're like going through this process of forgiveness and then they can't let go of it. They can't shed their layers. They can't shed that coat, like a winter coat, right? You know, that's really super heavy and like shrouds us. It just feels heavy on our shoulders, on our whole like neck, our back, and it just like brings us in this like feeling of like, and they can't take that off and they can't shed it. So they're back into the loop of being angry and sad and all of that, even though they were making so much progress. So this is about really truly cutting that and moving on. And it is a visualization exercise that I have used. And anytime someone gets me into this like either angry or I feel they've wronged me, I am so much quicker now into this like, nope, letting it go. A lot of things don't get to me anymore. Most things don't, actually. And if they do, just give me a little while. I do my meditation, I do all that, and I let go. Because holding those grudges, holding resentment, anger, shame, guilt, all of that, those are low vibrations that do not serve you. They bring you down. They are toxic to you, energetically, physically, emotionally, mentally. So you need to learn how to let it go. And so what I do and what I've done is I visualize these feelings, all the thoughts and feelings and emotions of that whatever happened. It's like an anchor. Right? You know what an anchor is when you throw it into, or maybe an anvil, something that's heavy, a weight that is preventing you from flying, from feeling lighter. It's like, for example, you get thrown into the water or a lake and it's a weight holding you down. You need to cut it in order to go back up into the surface and get air and breathe again. So you visualize it as this anchor and you put it all in this weight and all of that emotion. And you literally visualize cutting it. However you want to cut it. With scissors, with an axe, however you want to untie it, whatever that you visualize, just cutting that cord. And then take deep breaths, really inhale and let it go. Like really like let it out, right? Do this at least 3 times. Of like letting this energy out and cutting that weight, and then visualize yourself flying, being lighter, soaring. If your visualization was something in the water where a weight was carrying you down in the water and you cut it, visualize swimming up and shooting up, because we're buoyant, shooting up to the surface of the water and breathing. Right? You feel lighter, and visualize cutting the cord and you're flying and soaring in the air because you do feel lighter. Visualize that weight as layers and layers of coats that you took off, and visualize that and practice this. And the more you practice it, I guarantee you will start feeling lighter and lighter and lighter, and you will rewire your brain to stop telling that story over and over again of what had happened. So practice this. This is that third step of really truly cutting that cord and letting go in order to really forgive and feel the benefits and the energy and the lightness of forgiveness. So let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. You can message me there and let me know what you think of this video and the video series. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and head over to the fourth video, the fourth and final but most important part of forgiveness.